Are we live? Are we live? I'm trying to do this live streaming thing again, and I have a different microphone this time, so I might sound different. Welcome, Chad. Okay, so see, I'm trying to do this to where I use this on screen with me, but it doesn't work because then it takes over my screen. Oh well. So let's go back to the way I've done it before. All right. And I'll just have to pause to look at comments. Drawing 2, says Chad. Welcome, Chad. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this, sketch this page live. I'll move this one out of the way. Let's see, I know there's a way to make sound happen. Style. Wasn't there a setting for music? Ah, yes, here we go. I don't think I'm going to invite anyone onto the stream just so that I can stay focused, as long as I can actually stay focused. Okay, this music will get really tiring after 20 minutes of looping it. Does anyone else have problems with Photoshop glitching? Can't draw a straight line. It won't let me draw a straight line. Unless I go really slow. So annoying. Straight. Draw a straight line. Actually, this will be perfect. It works. Jeez. Draw it straight, Photoshop. It's like Photoshop thinks my canvas is turned. Ooh, there. That one was fast. See? When I do it, hold down shift and go straight, most of the lines are crooked. And I don't know why. What's up with that? Does anyone know the answer to solve that problem? You gotta go real slow in order for it to not do that. Okay, so there's our borders. No ghost cat? Yeah, I know. I should be using Clip Studio instead. But I started Phobos with Photoshop, and converting things over to look exactly the same in Clip Studio turned out to be harder than I thought. So I was like, fine, I'll just finish Phobos with Photoshop before I cancel my Adobe subscription forever. And hello, Ian. Welcome. I'm really looking forward to canceling Adobe, but I need to at least finish this with it. Watch, I'll never cancel. They've forced me. They've tricked me into never, ever canceling. Okay, so let's switch this out real first. many panes. Come on. Yeah. I keep changing my mind. No, grab it. And my other complaint about Photoshop is it's really laggy. I even maxed out my RAM on the computer. Try to help, but it runs exactly the same. Laggy. Sometimes it doesn't, but most of the times it's like I hit space to like move my canvas. It just takes a while to engage. I can make a whole stream complaining Photoshop, but I won't. I'll stop. Sorry. This continuity is way off compared to my other pages. Well, it's always knowing my work. As long as it looks cool, I'm happy. Let me just look at another piece of art, another page real quick. Make sure. Oh, it's totally different. I only have 9 panes in there. It's divided into three parts. So I know it doesn't make any sense what I'm talking about, so just ignore me. It's quite bigger. We'll keep it vague, that way it's easy to fake with that. Works for me. Okay, comments. I'm sorry for ignoring you. Can't see your fonts menu. You know what another issue I've had is when I click the brushes, it'll appear behind my canvases a lot of the times. And I don't know why. It's so dumb. Photoshop just has more issues every time they update. Hello, Ian. Hello, other Pixel Peanut. It's been a while. I know it has. Good luck for the next novel. Are you also writing a script or story for it? Well, right now I'm just working on the main arc of Phobos, and so everything I've put out so far has been the beginning, and I'm planning on it being about 1,000 pages long total. So that would be about 3 books that are 300 pages each-ish, or maybe 5 to 6 200-page ones. And actually, it might be a little premature to say this, but I think I have a publishing deal for it, and so it should start coming out through a publisher later this year, which is exciting. And it's John Gum. Hey man, it's been a while. Haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I know, it's been a while. And it's Fuzzy. Good to see you too, Fuzzy. I'm sorry guys, I'll invite you all to a stream again sometime. But right now, I probably should just stay quiet, and it worked. I did a patron video call yesterday and tried to get some work done while we were on call, but I realized I don't do a very good job of talking and drawing or answering questions and drawing, so. And I'm trying to jam through this, so maybe if you can ask questions and I will try to answer them while I'm drawing. Just want something decorative. Okay. 3. Bust up. Sketches are so sketchy. I'm trying to figure out what they are. I think this is just. It's just page line. This is a border for something that I'm not gonna do. Man, I'm sorry guys. I try to mumble and talk while we're streaming. It doesn't work very good. So I'll tell you my plan. My plans have kind of changed with Phobos since maybe last time I've talked about it on YouTube. For a second there, I was gonna not continue doing the hardcovers, 300-page hardcovers, because Kickstarters were just kicking my butt, and I didn't like shipping and all that stuff. But I think I'm gonna do. My plan is to do another Kickstarter, and I'll plan on launching it, if everything goes to plan, March or April, probably April of this year, for the next 300-page hardcover of Phobos, and then I'll try to just keep working on it and finish another one. I won't launch a Kickstarter, but I'll finish another book before the end of the year. And a lot of the motivation is because I have a publishing deal that we're working on that it looks like it's very promisingly going to go through, to where Phobos will be printed as little manga-sized softcovers like this. So like 200 pages each, softcovers. And so that's exciting. And so it means I need to get this story done. But even before knowing that was going to happen, I've kind of, I think I decided to do a campaign to continue the hardcovers, just so that everyone who backed that first campaign can continue collecting it the way that campaign was set up. So anyway, that's kind of why I'm kind of motivated to get it done. And I do need to make money. I do need to keep things coming out. Otherwise, all interest dries up if I don't do anything. So, money's a motivator, unfortunately. This is like a book building of kinds of books. Do I have them all? I have a sketch of it from far away, so it doesn't have hardly any details. I'm just totally making it up as I go, just winging it. I guess that's what art is like, right? So what's something controversial subject I can talk about? Anyone? Oh, there's more comments. Oh my goodness. CT Guy says, I've been using your cognitive drawing books to help students understand drawing process. They enjoy your work. It's good to see you working. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're finding success with those books. I'm glad people are using them. Yeah, one day, John says, I'll have time to hop on a stream with you. Still working on my book. I got the actual big boy job because art wasn't paying the bills. I understand that. I actually took a freelance job for the last 2 months. Great to see you back at it, Jason. Thanks, Kevin. It's all good. Troy Little says, cheers, Jason. Hope 2025 is good to you. Enjoy. Thank you. I think it will be. So far, it's shaping up to be well. There's always struggles and things to figure out, but hey, that's life. Oh, are you going to drop the page count for the soft covers, so there's more released. Yeah, so on the, I made this little test print. Let me just go to a solo layout here. If I can figure it out. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. So this is 200 pages. It's the same story. It just goes to the end of chapter 2, basically. You know? And so at this, if it's this size, and this is a test I did through Amazon Print on Demand, just to see what it would look like. But it's not going to be printed that way. But I think it'll be similar to this. And so this would make it be about 5 issues long, like this, 5 mangas, 5 to 6. And yeah. And how do I get back to this? Here. So that's the plan. Politics. Is everyone happy with politics? You want me to talk about politics? I guess it seems like it's a little easier to talk about politics nowadays. Before, I would get banned. Streams would get shut down as soon as we talked about politics. And it's me, an artist drawing. Yes, you like my title. It's been a while in my stained voice. Either people are really happy or really upset. Yeah, exactly. And that's politics. That's how all the subjects are, right? Okay, well, I should get back to entertaining. I guess that's why I'm doing this, right? I need to get my hotkeys back into my tool set. Eraser. Instead of going back up to my menu. It's hard to break my bad habits. Something like that. Oops. draw Phobos from this back angle very much, where its head is looking away from us very often. So I don't even. Every time I do it, I make up his anatomy, its head structure. I don't feel like I even have it figured out. Maybe something like that. It's all kind of just. It's all just like an illusion of what it would look like. That's the wrong word. It's a guess. Because it's not real. Like him looking up. Maybe that's a good idea. Not like I figured out how to do that. I could do. It kind of works. There. Let's pretend he's looking up. Because I want him to climb up. Hey, he's going to be climbing up. The next panel is way up here. Okay. Give him something to grab onto. No, it's just a loose wire that will not hold this weight. There's a window here. I guess that window's okay. It kind of changes the feel of him crawling across the side of the building. If I don't make it pull too much attention, I think I'll be okay. Oops. Okay. It's wrong. You totally did that wrong. Little windows not there. Look at the picture. Okay, how's the referencing wrong? Let me get rid of this. Instead, it's the edge of the building. It is really not working. The window here. As long as the continuity is okay between panels on the same page, then I'm okay. If it's not, if it doesn't have good continuity between page, if the pages are far apart, then I don't care as much. Right? Is that a good rule? Shouldn't get too hung up on the sketches. Usually I don't do these kind of slightly tighter sketches after thumbnails. So I like to just go inks faster, figure it out in inks. In this case, I didn't feel confident enough with my sketch. I had to lay a little bit of foundation with perspective maybe, and that's what I should do with this panel. Inside. Kind of starting to draw with the same oval head shape as the cat. It's easy. It's easier that way. Cat's pocket. Meow. I don't like the cats. Sometimes the dumbest things get me hung up. Like just things that probably shouldn't matter. Weird little toes or shorts or something. Meanwhile, I completely don't care if things like anatomy or whatever are working or are right or not. But then I get hung up on something stupid. Oops. I always cheat and have him looking at camera most of the time. I like that better. You guys getting bored yet? Okay. I don't know. The previous frame, he was kind of didn't show the window; it just showed him climbing on inside the building, and so I think it's good to at least show him going out the window before he's on the outside of the building. Let's see. Have you been inspired by any movies lately? The newest thing that I really enjoyed is that series. What's it called? Severance. I really enjoyed that. And I think it's just because the concept's so bizarre that it can go a lot of different ways. It's exactly my kind of storytelling and what I enjoy watching. It's like so many different things could happen. It could go. It's just like a whole new idea. It's so different that like anything could happen. So I'm really curious where it's going. So that's the most recent thing that I've been really excited to see. And it's rare. I usually don't get very excited about shows. Still don't like how this Phobos looks here. I mean, obviously it's a sketch. Let's try to do this without. I'll just try to slow down and do this without having to do a sketch over it again and again. I usually don't want to spend too much time on backgrounds on Phobos and details and stuff because I like the lighting to kind of give most of the information. I think since I'm streaming too, I'm kind of like nervously trying to go fast, and I don't know if that's helping me. It's one of the reasons I don't stream a whole lot. Because if I want to just be focused and blow through things, I can kind of go a little faster if I'm not focused on people watching me. Just look at this other picture. Which one is? No, it's totally going to look different than in this picture, but so he's climbing. I should put it on screen with me. Hello, LJ. Long time no Nosi, nice to see you again. Nice to have you here in the comments. It's Anthony. Anthony, you texted me the other day and I didn't respond. I will text you back because I'd love to chat with you again. It's been so long. My friends, all my friends, I haven't been talking to them. What's the comic world like in the Philippines? Meet any comic creators in your travels? I haven't met any comic creators in the Philippines, and in fact, it's kind of a market over there that's reserved for kind of like the upper class. You don't really, when I went into Joy took me to the biggest bookstore there was in Manila, and what was surprising about the bookstores is, well, they did have a lot of graphic novels, comparative to the amount of books in the store. But the thing is, half the store was office supplies. This was a bookstore, but half the store was like office supplies and paper, and then there was a small section of books, and then a decent sized section of graphic novels, but they were a lot more like the kid-friendly stuff, like Dog Man and stuff like that. And the thing about it over there is you just don't have a lot of space to have something nice like a book, and then a book will get ruined quickly. So a lot of the people there they don't collect a physical book over there. It's kind of reserved for, like I said, the more wealthy people who have space in a nice place that's not going to have crazy humidity or get flooded, or don't have a bamboo house that's going to get blown away or something. So a lot of comics are read on phones over there, and a lot of TV shows are on phones. So everyone has a phone, and so they watch and consume a lot of their stuff on a phone in little chunks. And so it's just it's a completely different way of making and consuming comics. And I thought about it at first, like, how would I be able to tap into this market over here? But I don't think I should even try, because it's not really the kind of stuff I would want to create, I don't think. And the graphic novels are really just like major publishers like Scholastic, Random House type stuff that's in the big bookstores. You don't have comic shops, as far as I can tell, and stuff like that. So people are trying to convince me, make your comic into TikTok episodes, and I'm like, yeah, that would work in the Philippines, but I don't want to do that. Maybe if I'm living there and that's all I was around, maybe, or I'd hire someone to help me do that. But I don't know why I need to tap into that audience. It is a big audience, but I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but that's what I've seen so far. And I'm struggling with, why am I having this? Okay. If I have this ledge right in the middle of the window, I need to just fake it. That's my problem. I'm trying to make this panel match existing frames on other pages. And that's not the point of this. So I will pretend that down here is where a big window was that they crawled out of. I have this pipe going up. I need a little light post that the cat ends up sitting on. So maybe this is where the pipe will be. And we'll move this table here. That little bathroom window type thing. Oh, that's kind of how we can have him climb up to the top on this water wheel. It's weird. Like, I could totally get into continuity here and be like, it's not right. But I don't. You know, I look at Frank, the big character, and it's like his continuity is all over the place. And it's kind of like a theme of Phobos. It just doesn't matter continuity. So I think my rule. That's my reason for not playing here. Like I say, if the continuity is right, it's the same between panels on the same page, then that's one thing. But if it's a scene from scenes and scenes ago, I don't know if it matters as much. As long as everyone knows it's this building. Okay. See, I'm just justifying. I just have to like make myself okay with the fact that I'm completely not following through with continuity here. Understand. That looks better than that. That looks terrible. At least make him try to crawl up. Come on. Oh. Probably so little you guys can't see what I'm even working on. It needs to be clear though to everybody. That's another problem. I need to make it clear. So almost like silhouette-y clear. Silhouette-y. What's the next page? I think the next page is up on top of that ledge. So I don't need to show him actually climbing up onto that ledge. It's too big. It's okay. You can see what's going on. You can't. You guys getting tired of this music? Surprisingly, I'm not yet. Even though it's been just repeating. That looks big there. Let's make you smaller. I just don't like that first panel. This is Phobos. Okay. The window was here next to this area. Okay. I think the blueprint is there enough for me to just finish this now. Okay. It's a good place to look at comments. Oh, sorry for leaving your comment on screen forever, Troy. Drawing right along with you. Good. You're very bored. Appreciate it. Let's see. Just got done watching a nice long video of grass growing. Relax, no expectations. Appreciate that. How you doing, man? Well, we can chat if you want to. I'll text you back or I'll call you. I was planning on calling you this Sunday, then I just forgot. Sunday's usually I don't do anything related to anything work day. So I was like, I'll call him on Sunday, but I apologize for not responding. But yeah, let's talk, Anthony. Things are going good. It's different. It's there's a lot of stuff we can talk about. It's probably everyone else will be bored with it though. Troy says, super interesting. I wonder how these things exist in different places. I'm not sure what you're referencing, Troy. It's probably something I said. I forgot I'm a mod. Oh yeah, you are. I can post links closing out Joe Frankenstein 3 this Friday. Awesome. Indiegogo, Joe Frankenstein. Interesting. I haven't looked at Indiegogos or Kickstarters for a long time, and I've been thinking of using the Backer Kit campaign crowdfunding thing this time, just because it would make it a lot easier and streamlined. But the question is it going to be better? I mean, is it going to get as many people as using Kickstarter or Indiegogo? I don't think I like Indiegogo. I think I like Indiegogo the least, but there's a lot of people that want me to do stuff on Indiegogo. If I launch on Kickstarter, people will be like, go on Indiegogo. If I launch on Indiegogo, Kickstarter. So I might as well use a different platform to make it more confusing, right? Anyway, I'll have to talk to you, Anthony, about your Kickstarter and what's new. What are the new trends? What are the new things happening there? Because I do need to kind of start figuring that out, making things like that. this time for real. I'm gonna real clean this up. I could just do this all as and with lasso too. I think it's probably okay to just do the details and color it. And you can tell it's like sloppy. There's some pages that are, my goodness, I've just been going really sloppy and loose. I just really like the way it looks. When I start cleaning things up, it sucks away the intensity of like action and stuff. Let me just do this right. Let me just slow down. Like LJ says, slow down. At the same time, I don't want to go too slow to where it's like I spent 5 hours on the page. Sometimes it takes me 5 hours to do a simple page. This is enough silhouette, so let me just get the silhouette right. Because I'll probably have it shadowed. With this stuff, there'll be maybe lights coming out the windows, but the rest will be pretty much in the shadows. So I don't need to get really, really picky with the details. Like the details will be implied with all the lighting and stuff. That's what I love about doing grayscale is you don't have to have like really detailed line work, because the lighting just makes it come alive. And it's totally different to be drawing and streaming. There was I think it was 2014, I streamed a lot of Citra 4, I believe, and I just got used to that. A couple times a week, I think, and I've looked back at some of those streams, trying to see what's boring to watch and stuff, and I was like looking back, I was like, wow, I can't believe I did that. Oh, that was great. Maybe one day I'll look back at this and go, wow, I did it. Stop being so picky. On top of yes, that's right. You have a weird brush that's kind of like fatter and more broken up on one angle. It's really clean at a different angle. I guess that's how a lot of brushes are. But I've been using it for all of Phobos. Sometimes I'm like, I must rotate the brush so that I can get the perfect lines. And then other times I'm like, fuzzy lines, I don't care. It's kind of the closest thing I can do to getting like a brush, like a brush pen, is to not care that much about having perfect lines. Because when I look at my Citra artwork, it's like everything was, final lines were very sloppy and loose, but I really enjoy how they look. It's what makes it so neat looking to me. Okay, so under this part is when we have the hooks. Let me just hint at it. I'm getting way too nitpicky. See that? Stop. Look at that. Those lines are going to be small when it's shrunk down to this page size. Jeez. Stop. Stop, Jason. Maybe it's good to have people streaming with me because they can tell me to stop focusing on the wrong things. I'll just hint at the next. And maybe once I get the shadow in there, I'll put some little more brick details right where the shadow is. Maybe I can tell where that shadow is right now. Okay, now we kind of like a nice transition to the shadow area. I'm getting ready to slice. I don't need to zoom in that close. Jeez. Okay. At least the middle frame I can do it without zooming in. I guess it's okay to zoom in once in a while. Help me. I'm struggling here. Let's see. Dude. Okay, cool dude. If you call me today anytime after 4:30 Central Time. That would be 5:30. Yeah, maybe later tonight because I have a basketball game to go to with one of my kids around that time. So, but yeah, I'll be free after that. So if I can remember, Anthony. Jim says, comic artist found drawing? I know, it's kind of crazy. Nowadays, it just doesn't happen anymore. It's like, breaking news, new AI artist better than all artists. Yes, Troy, I always think about going back to pen and paper. Especially if I'm in other places, I think. I don't know. Who is he? I don't have anyone with me, but they're watching. They're watching me. They're watching me too, so this is Joy, in case anyone's wondering. It's really small. So yes. Don't make the stream all mushy. This is why I don't stream anymore, guys.
Can I borrow my husband?
Do you need to ask me something? Why am I making details? Okay, stop. Talking this. From a distance it's really going to be small. And I might clean it up with just lasso tool stuff when I'm coloring. So that should work. Oh, got finished. There, done. Thanks, Jim. Thank you. Oh my goodness. 16 people watching. I don't know why it stresses me out now. It's just been so long. I get so frustrated with Photoshop too that maybe that's part of the reason. Let's just do this. Some places where I had the window kind of the frame pulled in on a previous panel. So I'll just try to do something similar. won't be really good because it's all supposed to be broken up and old. It's about ready to fall. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Well, any questions? I guess I could answer questions. Try to answer them when I'm drawing. If you guys have any specific questions that you want me to sit there and rant on about for a while, type a question in all caps and ask your question. Obviously, you're asking questions, but I don't know. If you want me to kind of ramble on about something, feel free to throw something out there. I'll try to answer it as best as I could. Oh, and what would you guys rather watch? I can do this stuff where I'm trying to figure out sketches and page layouts and and drawing and inking, or I could do more coloring type stuff. It's a different brain, different kind of focus. Sometimes it's easier to color when I'm streaming, but yeah, I don't know which one would be more interesting, or if it just doesn't matter. It's all the above. I see a question from Point Dexter. Question: any new book projects in the coming future? Yeah, this one that I'm working on. So this is the Phobos series. So I guess it's not a new series, but I'm going to try to finish Phobos this year, and it might go into a little bit next year, but that's my goal. I'm going to try to do a campaign in about April is when I'm going to try to launch a campaign for the next installment, next big book of Phobos. And there should be one more book after that to complete the story. And then after that, I don't know. I have Call Me Hallow I could keep working on. I just kind of really wanted to get done with Phobos, and so I kind of put that one on hold. I just wasn't feeling that one as much. Yeah. So, and I think it's because Phobos was unfinished, you know. But, you know, I haven't been planning anything, really new. After a while, like I get to where it's like I have so many open projects that I just need to wrap up that it would stress me out to start something new until after I finish some existing things. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. You know. Must finish Phobos. Everything that's unfinished kind of feels like it's on some giant to-do list that's impossible to get done unless I throw myself at it. You know, we'll see. We'll see too how Phobos goes once it's published. Because if you missed the beginning of the stream, like I pretty much have a publishing deal with Phobos in place that is beyond me publishing my own books. You know, so being an actual publisher publishing it. And so I don't know how that would, you know, I've never really had a book, my own series, come out from another publisher before. And so I don't know what to expect with that. I kind of don't really expect anything. You know, hopefully I'll get some money. But I don't know. I know some people make a lot of money with publishing deals, and most people don't. You know, so it really all needs to make sense. You need to be able to make a living. And you know, I did take a freelance job through November and December, thinking, oh, I'll just do this freelance job really quick, and then I'll blow through it, you know, and then get back to Phobos. But it took me like 2 or 3 times longer than I expected to do it, just because, well, I don't know, worried that they would like it and whatever. And so it just kind of made me realize, unless I actually go into a studio, I think it'd be really hard for me to take freelance to subsidize my bills. So, you know, I really just got to make it. I just got to really keep pushing this stuff without going crazy. after working so long on my own stuff, I feel like I've been spoiled working on my own stuff. It makes me wonder if I can even, like, in my own home, if I could work on someone else's stuff and put in the same kind of energy. And, doing that freelance job, I don't feel like I can. It's like I would need to go into the office of the company and work on a project for someone else. If I were to work on something for someone else, So if I'm sitting at my own computer and distracted with everything around me, then it's kind of hard to stay focused. And also, I feel like I've kind of, whenever I think about taking a freelance job or do a freelance job, which has been rare now, I feel like I'm kind of letting myself down, because there's only, I don't know how much of my life I'll have the opportunity to just work on what I want to work on. And so if I don't do it while I have that opportunity, I might for the rest of my life be kicking myself going, what if I got Phobos done? What would have happened if I got a publisher and publishing deal with Phobos? I don't want to be kicking myself and, I should have done that. I should have just focused, Because sometimes it's hard to focus when you have bills and things to pay, and then you kind of, I get kind of stressed out if my money's getting low, in the accounts, and then it makes it to where it's really hard to focus on something like this, which the money will come later. It's hard to not think, a job would have solved my problems, so I just get money now. But when I take those jobs, I can't focus on those in a different way, and it takes me forever, and then it ends up being not a good use of my time. It's taking so long to finish something for someone else. Debates. I think it's hard to have a job, hard to not have a job. They're all different. They cause different stresses. But obviously you can tell, I would prefer to not have a job and be able to just work on my stuff and figure out a way to make money. That's much more exciting to me. Maybe there's a level of stress that we need in order to, you need to have that fire to get things done. I remember when I was younger, it's like working a job at a construction site really gave me the fire to sit down on my butt and work and get my stuff done so that I could get out of that job that I didn't want to have. Maybe there's something about that. When I was working at DreamWorks, even, it's like, yes, it was a good job, but I was really wanting to tell my own stories and do my comics. And working at DreamWorks kind of gave me this fire to finish Remind, like to put in a lot of extra out, like late nights and early mornings, like I don't do now. I don't have the same like crazy intense schedule now, but I was getting about the same amount of stuff done. No, that's not necessarily true. I'm getting a lot done right now that I wouldn't have been able to do the job. But I think there's kind of like a healthy middle ground. And that's why I tried to experiment with, it kind of was an experiment to get a freelance job to see, can I juggle this can I do freelance and blow through it and then work on my stuff and be productive? Can I do that? And I failed. So I don't think I can. But like I say, if I was in a studio working on someone's freelance, I think I could, but would I be burnout coming home? I'm talking to you guys as if you're asking this question, and no one asked this question. So, I guess maybe everybody struggles with this, though. The artist in that. I don't like what I'm doing right through. It's like a tangent I don't like. Let's put that. Man, never hit space. It's never fast enough. Because you're wondering why I draw lines all over my paper and then delete it. That's why. I guess I should plug, if you guys want to see these pages as I finish them, join my Patreon, and I send out PDFs about 10 pages a week, and sometimes I'll wait 2 weeks, send a little bit more, like 15 pages or something if it's taking me a long time. But I'd really appreciate the support there, because Patreon is still one of the things that I'm kind of living on right now. It's really gone down over the years because I've been on and off, but in focus with it. But I do give away these little patron books, 100-page books of Phobos too. So, or maybe I don't necessarily give them away, but I give them away really cheap. So at like cost price. So whenever I finish one, and I'm due to finish this one that I'm working on, let's see, I guess it was around the time I was going to launch the Kickstarter. So I'll be giving away or selling a really cheap Phobos issue 5, only to patrons. Probably before I launch my Kickstarter. So, but patrons the only way to get those little soft covers. Obviously, you can wait for the publication to come out, but that's not as fun. That wire is doing, but it's hanging there obnoxiously. No animal. Decorative something. Can you do that? Look, I'm not even going to clean it up. I'm just going to leave it like that. This is why I like working for myself. Because for someone else, I'd be cleaning this up. Duh. Perspective, you see? It's not pretty. Nothing that with shadows. It's getting closer, getting better. I don't need to do this, but a lot of times I just like to get rid of that rid of that sketch underneath. Down. This is not distracting. Okay, I'm gonna finish this on stream, because otherwise I'll be mad. It's Timothy. Hey, Tim. I hope you get through with it, and all the best for the new year. Thank you. I know everything will work out. Everything always does. So let's see. It's easy to get lost in freelance work and watch your personal projects forever in the backseat. Yeah, I just don't want to go there. I really do believe that if I just finished at this point in my career and life, and it wasn't like this all the time, but if I just finish something like this, there will be money coming in from it. There'll be money. It may not be a lot. It might just be enough to survive, and that's usually how it is. But the thing is, it's always kind of proven itself to be true ever since going full blast at it. Ever since doing this full time, there's always been money as long as I put in the time to finish something. It just so happens that it takes 6 months or something to finish something before you can see any return on it. So it feels like a gamble, but I don't think it really is, because it's proven itself to work in the past. Now, if I've never sold books in the past, it would be a total gamble. But I've sold books, so I know that I can sell books. I know there's a small group of people that love my stuff and they love Phobos, and so it's just a matter of remembering that it will pay itself back, and so I can get caught up in needing money right now, or worrying that my money will run out in 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is, and I can switch gears to freelance to make money right now, or I can just keep working on this knowing that I'll eventually get it done, be able to launch a Kickstarter, be able to sell publishing rights or whatever it is, and eventually start making money from it. So it's just a weird, it's not an easy frame of headspace to be in. It's not easy, but I believe it works, And there's also something about having still, like I started off with this mindset that if I can just finish intellectual property and have a bookshelf full of intellectual property, I'll be able to make a living from licensing it and stuff. And it's like, it seems to be true, I mean, like another one of the things that this publisher is interested in publishing is an omnibus of Remind. And so that's Remind is continuing to make money. So that's cool. Citra is continuing to make money with licensing. It's not a huge amount, but it all adds up. And so I just have to kind of keep believing what I've seen in the past, see the history, and go, okay, if I just continue doing this, it's likely to keep doing what it has been doing. Everyone wants the big break where it's it makes tons of money, but it's not really likely that will happen. But it is likely that it can pay your bills at the minimum, So that's scary, Poindexter says. I have a job. I'm blessed to have in art, but I try to make time for my personal projects as well. It's tough. Yeah, I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise when you have an art job and then you can work on personal projects on the side, because then your personal projects can just be, well, because then you have the money coming in from something else that's still creative. You're learning from it creatively, but then you are able to just focus on something personal without it having to lift that weight of paying all your bills. So there's kind of a blessing in that. It doesn't. I know it doesn't feel like it, and you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends, and maybe you are. But there's something freeing about that, you know. Can't wait to read the next one. Awesome. Thanks, Austin. Welcome, Austin. Let's see what Art of Seeing says. Yeah, how are you? I have a question. If you have heard that don't focus on details, if you've heard that don't focus on details, I thought it meant when you start a drawing, start simple and go to detail. But friends suggested it meant one should always simplify, and there is no purpose of focusing on the details, which lead to subtly, I don't know if I'm saying this right, of figure. Now I am confused. Please help. My friend meant you're always simplifying to some extent. I think I understand the question. If I focused on the details of this page, just, in fact, let me open up something that's finished, So if I focused on the details here, zoomed in, and got every detail right in the background, here's the building that I'm drawing right now. It's really sloppy. These are cars piled up. You can't really tell, werewolf character changes shape and everything every time you look at it, at the character. If I focused on the details, it could be a completely different page. It'd be like what I did when I was in my 20s, where I spent 20 hours on making hyper detail. And while there is a style in that, there is a market for that kind of art. If I want to tell a story that's 1,000 pages long, I can't do that, especially if I'm trying to make it pay my bills and live on it, and it's going to take me 20 years, but even though I love some of the detailed stuff I used to do and stuff I used to like collecting, I'm not really a fan of it anymore. And I think my mind has just changed a lot on it. But I think that's, I think that's the thing. It's if you can boil down your comic page and your characters to the essence of what it needs to be, the details are optional, and I think that's just the way to look at it. You can sacrifice details for speed so that you can get things done faster, or you can do it for style, for clarity, to help the audience focus on certain things, And so anyway, it's just it's what do you want? What do you want your art to be? What do you want? How much time do you want to put in it? Do you need to make money from it? Do you want to just work on a piece for the rest of your life and have the most beautiful detailed piece ever? You can just keep going over the same piece over and over and making it better and better for the rest of your life. So every artist has to kind of decide where is the point that it's finished, where's the point that the detail's enough to tell the story or to do the purpose of the comic. What's the purpose of the comic? Is the purpose of the comic a highly detailed illustration of something that needs to be exactly perfect? Otherwise people will die if they don't get the right information, you know? Like, what's the point of it? What's the purpose of it? So, you know, maybe that helps. But yeah, there's so many of my pages that are purposely lacking detail and purpose. I'm purposely simplifying it. Here's another one. I could have added all the detail around this window frame, like the bricks and the inside of the building, and everything. But there's nothing. There's really no background other than the window frame itself. I threw some lighting in there with big paint splashes. Blew out the color, blew out the whites. So it's all white. It's a lot of it's just a matter of deciding, artistically, stylistically, what are your goals. And for Phobos, it was like fun. I really want to just have fun. I don't want to think about what would a client want me to do, what is an anatomical accurate thing. I just want fun. I want to have fun drawing it, and I want to have fun reading it, and I want to be able to tell this big story within so many years, get it done. And to me, it's just like using a paintbrush. Like you're letting the paintbrush do a lot of the details and its mistakes. And I'm trying to imitate that kind of thing with Phobos. I purposely picked a brush that's not very good with details. It's real rough, and at certain angles, it just kind of gets all grainy. And I purposely picked that because I want it to be rough and quick. So anyway, I don't know if that helps, because when I see this, I think, ooh, it's detailed. But then if I compare this to my old stuff that was hyper detailed, this is not detailed. It's more like tone and texture, and that's what's making it detailed. The lighting is what's making it appear like it's detailed, even though it's not. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Oh my goodness, there it is. Okay, now I should keep drawing. I know I'm gonna have to eat pretty soon, so I better hurry up, get this done. I'll at least finish this big panel. How about that? I know I can do that. Speaking of detail, I think another thing about it is kind of like a perfectionist attitude. I think that it's good to an extent to be a perfectionist, but then sometimes it'll just destroy you. It'll just kind of like sabotage everything for you to be a perfectionist in some ways. These are big. Right? So it's knocking on my door. Oops, this is not supposed to be. Hold on one second. My poor wife has to deal with people coming to the door wanting to sell her a service. She's like, what is this weirdness over here in America? All these details all kind of hint at with the lighting. So that's why I'm kind of not worried about making this perfect. Some detail. Not figure out the sketch of this cat before I started. But he's so simple, I usually don't have to. This is ugly. I'm trying to see the difference between realistic and super cartoony. And it's not working. Usually I can draw this cat without even thinking about it. I think I want to realistic, so let's go. Let's go. It works. I can't tell. Put this in reverse. That's okay. I'm sure you guys gotta be sick of this music by now. Let me change it. Style. How do we do it again? Yeah. Into space. I'll try this one. Thank you, JD James. I don't know how to pronounce that. Dwyer. Thank you, DJ. JD. I can't even say initials. Keep up the work, brother. Will do. Thank you. Appreciate the thumbs up. All right. I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna do it. What the heck? I drew it already. referencing my sketch. No wonder. No wonder. See, I like that. I like what I sketched already. Okay. I'll just. It's frustrating. I like this sketch enough that I will get rid of this junk and follow the sketch. This music's weird. It doesn't really blend into the background. It keeps grabbing my attention. It's simple. It doesn't have to like have anatomical cat anatomy. It just needs to tell the story, I think. And I think that does it. Stop. I might have to shrink his head down a little. This would be behind us. This doesn't make sense. Come on, rotate. do this decorative. I'll just be hinting at it, I guess. Interesting. This music feels like they're forgetting what they're supposed to play. Like, oh yeah, that was the next note. Yeah, why did I turn back on that old sketch? I totally ignored everything I figured out. It's weird. All these bricks are totally different too. Well, I guess I like the bricks better with what I did than what I did in the sketch, so that's good. I think I was focused on live streaming and then it scrambled my brain. Shadows and stuff will tie that all together. Okay. Flip. And there's my mouse. There. I just gotta do that one panel. But I think I'm gonna have to stop. I'm starting to get a headache because I think I need to eat. So let's just do this. Yeah, that looks good. Good to me anyway. Once I add all the shadows and lighting and stuff, it's gonna be beautiful. Save. Alright, guys. Good. Comments one last time. Man, this music. Maybe it's the music that's driving me nuts. Okay, one more time at the comments. It's Steve. Welcome, Steve. Working on Phobos. Been following you over the years, brother. Your leader, much love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Austin says, want to try to do more shape-based background style like you would do in Phobos. What are some things that help you decide what to keep as shapes and what to make into lines? You know, it changes. I'll answer that, Austin, but let me read your next part. I've drawn everything. I've drawn everything using lines for so long that I need to change the way I think when deciding how to draw backgrounds and details. I think really, at this point, it depends on if the lines are going to distract from the important things that you need to look at. In this case, the building being lines kind of made sense because it's an important part of this page that he crawled out of the window and he's crawling up the building. If I wanted to do this as just shapes, it would push it more into the background, and so it wouldn't feel as strong like a character. Like right now, it feels like a character in the scene. The buildings feel like a character, and so I'm drawing them with lines. In situations where I want there to be a background, but I don't want people to focus on the details of it, that's when I really prefer the shapes. I kind of planned that just a little bit in one of my previous pages. I'll show you, even with characters. Where is it? Here. So you can see there's this werewolf attacking people, right? And there's all the action in the background, and I was going to just draw a bunch of people in there, but then I realized it would be too it wouldn't necessarily be too distracting, but it was unimportant. I didn't want people to focus on who those characters were, and if I didn't want to spend all the time drawing lines to things that don't matter. So I just did a bunch of shapes back there. And you can kind of make out like, oh, there's the janitor, there's a hand, there's Phobos's ears and stuff like that. But the important thing is just what's going on in the foreground, and then the background just being shapes kind of implies the action that's needed, And I think that's the way I look at it. Whenever I focus more on shapes, it's like I want you to know what's there, but not focus on it. If we go into things like these bottom right panels where they see Phobos and the cat climbing up on the scaffolding, I drew the scaffolding because, again, it's kind of an interactive feature that the characters are interacting with. So it makes more sense to do that, to actually draw the lines. And so that's Phobos is a little more loose with my rules than a lot of other comics that I've made. Like Cithra was really specific. I had real specific rules with Cithra. This is more or less lines. I actually used photographs on this one a little bit for the cars and the background buildings, and then blurred them, and then painted some tones into it so that it could have the right lighting. But yeah, I'm breaking a lot of rules with this one. Like here, even in the background does have lines, but I could have gotten away with shapes more. And that's why I think I pushed it into gray value more, because after I drew the lines, they were kind of taking up too much attention. So I pushed them gray, so they're almost like the lines almost disappear. This one, this left panel here, it's like it's all lines because it's kind of important. And also, I think it would have just taken me a lot longer to do this with shapes. And so I was able to do it with lines and keep it almost like a sketch. So that was a speed thing there. Yeah, there's a lot of lines in these backgrounds, actually. And then when I don't need backgrounds, I don't even draw backgrounds for a lot of panels because I don't want people to think about it. Anyway. All right, well, I better run. If you guys want to collect this stuff, collect little patron-only hardcovers or soft covers, jump on board on Patreon /Jason Brubaker. I'd love your support. And If you just want to wait for the hardcovers or the published version of this to come out, then obviously that will come out later. But in order to guarantee that I sit in my chair and keep working on this, Patreon's a big help for that, having money come in through that. Steve says, what issue are you up to? Feel like I'm behind. Well, I took a break doing some freelance, but I'm on issue 5 now. I'm towards the end of issue 5, and issue 6 I'm planning on doing. It'll probably be really fast because of the content of issue 6 will be a lot easier for me to do quickly. Unlike buildings and fight scenes with a whole pile of random people, that takes a long time. But issue 6 I think will go by pretty quick. Anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at. All right. Well, I gotta go because I need to eat. And appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Next time I'll probably invite some of you to join me so that it won't be as boring for you guys. All right. Appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time.